Hello everyone, I'm here with a new video and I will be making a couple of videos regarding Azure or any kind of cloud platform services which generally Azure or GCP or Oracle also provide. So in this video, as you are aware from the thumbnail itself, so in this video we will see how can we create one Azure VM from scratch, and what are the things you have to be aware while creating an Azure VM or Linux VM or any kind of other VM as well. Or probably we have only two types of VMs which we can create in Azure portal. One is Windows, one is Linux. In Linux, we have our Ubuntu, Mint, and Debian, and some other OS as well. And Windows Server, and Windows 10, 11, or some other client OS. Okay, so let's first log in, to my Azure portal. So if you don't have one account, you can just quickly create it. Azure is giving free 200 subscription. I have made separate video on that. You can just check out that video in the description. You can find that. Okay, so I was okay. Let me browse to my Azure portal first. So as you can see, I have logged into my Azure portal. Now, what I will do is, if you don't have account, you can already create one. In my case, already I have account. So you can see at the home search bar, you can just, search for virtual machine, and you will find this option where it says virtual machine. So as you can see, I don't have one. So I'll create and just show you what is the process, and click on Azure VM or Azure virtual machine. Okay, so you will be landed on this page where we have to give basic details. So I'll proceed further. So first you have to select the subscription details. In my case, I'm going to select my subscription, and at the right side, when whatever configuration you select at the left side, the right side, the cost will be visible to you. What and all charges is being applicable for this particular VM. You can see the estimated cost for this. Okay, you have to check the price accordingly. Okay, coming back to this point, so as I told, we have to select the subscription. Now we have to create one new resource group. So in my case, I don't have one, so let me quickly create one resource group. So I'll name this as VMRG. Okay, so that all my things will be here, and virtual machine name I want to give. So okay, so you can give any name. So I will probably give Windows 11, and I will say VM. Okay, so I have named this particular VM. Now I will select the region where I want to deploy this particular VM. In my case, it will be Central India, or I can select any other region as well. So I'll just go with quickly Central India. So I was just showing you what and all regions we have. And coming to availability zone, you can just leave it default. If you want to have more idea about this virtual machine scale set and availability set, so it is in-depth knowledge, so we'll be discussing later in upcoming videos. For time being, you can just select the availability zone. Okay, self selected zone, choose up to 3 availability zone on VM per zone. Okay, so availability zone we can select, we have by default one, so we can't leave this unchecked, so we have to select one particular zone. And coming to the next point, security type. Okay, so make sure whenever you are selecting the security type, you have to go with trusted launch virtual machine. Okay, otherwise sometimes what happens, if you create this basic level, standard level, it will crash sometime in the VM. I have seen multiple most of the time, whenever you are doing something, sometime it will crash, and those applications will not work, and it will give you same TPM error. Okay, so make sure whatever it is selected, leave it as it is, or if it is standard, make sure you select for trust launch virtual machine. Okay, in my case, as you can see, it is there. Now by default, you can see I want to create one Windows 11 virtual machine. As I told, we have multiple images or OS, you can say. Now if I drag this, as you can see, we have Ubuntu server, we have Oracle Linux, we have Red Hat, we have Debian, and when it comes to Windows, we have Windows Server and Windows 11. Okay, so I want to create Windows 11, so I'll just select Windows 11. And ARM based architecture is not available. You have to go with for selecting ARM, you have to select some other image. Okay, so in my case, I'm selecting Windows 11, and if you want to go with other OS and all, you can just select that quickly. Now coming to the size. Okay, so this thing is the important thing. Okay, no matter what you select here, based on this, your estimated monthly cost will be present here. Okay, I will show you that within a minute. By default, see, D2S V3 is selected here, and if you select this, currently I have only one option. If you just click on see all images here, you will be all the list of images will be available here. So depending on your use case, or your scenario, whatever you want to achieve through this particular VM, you can just select this. And if you want to specifically select something, you can like suppose in my case, I'm saying that I want 8 GB RAM. Okay, And when it comes to v cores, I will select all, or you can just go with 4 or 2. Okay, let me select 4 and 8. So for 4 GB v core CPU and RAM, we have a couple of options here: ds3, v5, des4. So this is not complicated, but if you are new to Azure portal, this will be very complicated. What is b series, f series, and d series, what it does. Okay, so for this, if you want, you can learn more about VM sizes. I'll put this link as well in the description. You can just select this option, and everything will be explained here. Because it is, if I try to explain, it will be a very lengthy video. That is the reason. Also, if you scroll down through this document, you will get the details, what kind of family it belongs to and what under it support. As you can see, A is entry level, and B is bustable, and then enterprise grade, and D is family with confidential computing. So all these things will be there. Okay, so you can just go through this document and you will get idea about this, or you can just watch this particular video. You will get more understanding about the virtual machines. Okay, so in my case, I'll just go back quickly and I will leave this default. So I'll just go with the default one, and it's not like that you can't change this in future. If you want to upgrade, you can easily do that. Okay, so I'll just select the default one and I will proceed further. Okay, and the next thing which you have to look at is username and password. Okay, so whenever you are logging to some machine, obviously we required some username and password. So make sure you give some user here. So I'll give one. I'll create one user here for myself. So as you can see, I have created this user. Or now I will give the password. So let me define some password for this particular user, and for confirmation we have to give the same password again. Now once the password is created, now everything looks good. And now public inbound IP, so I'll select allow selected IP because I want to RDP. And if you want to select any inbound port, okay, you can select HTTP or HTTPS or SSH. In my case, I just want to RDP to this machine, so I'll just select RDP. Or by default it will be selected, and if you are using for different use case, so you can select the other as well. Okay, so we'll just select this and we'll confirm the eligibility. I confirm I have eligible Windows 11 license with multi-tenant hosted rights, and if you don't have one, you can just uncheck that. Okay, next, coming to the disk. So disk is like nothing but your hard disk, you can say, or physical memory which will be present for this particular VM. So by default the OS disk will be selected, and if you want to customize it, you can just do it from here. Okay, best for production, best for web server. So I'll just select standard SSD because I don't I'm not going to do any workload kind of much workload, I mean to say. Okay, so I'll just select that. And later, if you want to enable compatibility for ultra days, you can enable that. I don't want that. And if you want to attach an external drive, okay, so you can do that as well by creating one. But in my case, I don't need this. Everything looks good, and now we'll proceed further with networking. Under network, by default, virtual network, subnet, IP, everything will be created. And if you have already one, you can just map that as well. But in my case, I don't have anything. This is fresh VM, fresh Azure subscription. That is the reason I'm not able to see anything. Okay, so everything will leave it default, and allow inbound port, again it is come here, so I'll just leave it this. And I'll just scroll down and we'll see if you want to use load balancer and all. In my case, it is not required, so everything pretty good. I'll just uncheck that, so that one next time I delete this VM, everything should get deleted. Okay, along with this. Now we'll go to management. Let's see we have to do anything here or not. Okay, let's see. So we have enable auto shutdown. So this is pretty cool feature. So if you check this box, and what you can do, you can schedule your shutdown, the VM shutdown time. So once you schedule, it will ask you for time and all. So based on that time, it will shut down your VM. So it will not impact your cost. Okay. So you want to enable, you can enable. Then backup is there. In my case, I'm not going to do anything. I'm not going to touch anything. Okay, so this will be by default. Next we'll go to monitoring. And monitoring, if you want to enable some kind of insights, or grab information about user who is logging on, you can easily do that, but it is not required. Now we'll hit advanced, and under advanced we don't have anything to check further. Then we'll go to tags. Okay, I think so last step is review and create. Let's see, let the validation process pass, then we can. Okay, the validation has been successfully passed. As you can see here, you have set RDP port open to the internet. Okay, I want to connect, so I'll leave it open. For time being, just scroll and check everything is perfectly fine and okay, and hit create. So once you hit create, you can see the deployment has been started. Now we'll wait for a while. So probably it will take 5 to 10 minutes to deploy all your IPs, VNet, NSGs, and OS disk, and all your VM. Okay, so as you can see, it is happening one by one. So let's wait until this deployment happens, then I will start the video. Okay. So as you can see, the deployment is successful now. Now I will hit go to resource, And here you can see my virtual machine, sorry, the Windows 11 machine is ready. And this is my public IP, and I will be using this particular IP to connect to my VM. Okay, so now everything is ready. The virtual machine is in start mode, and as you can see, the stop thing is there. Now I will hit connect, and I'll show you how to RDP this particular VM which I have just created. Okay, just hit connect. Once you hit connect, this thing will be just in time policy. Okay, not configured for this port, configure for this port, and hit configure. Once you configure that, it will just take 1 or 2 seconds to configure this. Okay, so request access, we'll hit this as well. Okay, so this video I'm making just for general purpose, and we'll be having couple of other security things as well if you are going with your organization level or internal policies or internal networks if you're creating. Okay, so I'm just for demo purpose, whatever I want to do it, I'm doing here. But sometimes when your organization required, so probably you will be in virtual network, private network, so it will be not complicated, it is similar to this. But I hope you can do that. Okay, so once you configure that, now you have to native RDP is there. You remember we have selected the port 3389, so that is the reason we'll connect to that IP. As you can see, that particular port is available here. We'll click on select. Okay, once you hit select, it will take all the configuration, and it will just configure for you. Just wait for a while, and once it is configured, we can connect to this particular VM using this credentials by downloading the RDP file. Okay, meanwhile it is configuring. So if you are on Windows machine, you will be knowing you have to just search remote desktop on your machine. Okay, so if you go to your Windows search bar, you can just select remote desktop. By default, this application will be there. And if let me show you how it looks. Okay, this is the thing how it looks. Okay, so if you try to search that, this kind of image will come. So you have to come and connect there. Okay, and if you are on desktop machine, so what you have to do is you can remote desktop for Mac, sorry, desktop I'm saying. If you're on MacBook, so you have to just download this Microsoft remote desktop from App Store. So I'll just quickly open that. And this, as you can see, already it is open in my, already I have installed in my Mac OS, that is reason it is visible. And it looks similar to this. So you have to make sure you have to download this, otherwise you will not be able to connect it. Okay, already I have one, so I'll just quickly go here, remote desktop, I will get that. So already see, as you can see, already I have. So I'll just quickly delete this particular VM so that I can show you. So first time you open RDP, it will look like this, and for Windows it is different, but it is similar way. Okay, don't get confused. Okay, let's go back to our Azure. So as you can see, now it is configured. I will hit I understand, and I will hit configure. Okay, once this is configured, I will show you how to connect it. Okay, let me quickly go here. Okay, fine, it is not required at this moment. Okay, so you remember we set one password and username, so make sure you have that username and password. If you don't have, you can just click on overview and this is the password as well. Okay, so in my case I have the password, everything is configured now. You can do two ways. Okay, either you can download the RDP file. Even though if you download the RDP file, it is going to use this application only to connect. Okay, no matter it is Mac OS or no matter it is Windows. Okay, so what I will do is, anyhow I don't want to download this, so I'll just click on plus icon, or I'll do one thing, I'll download it. So you just download the RDP file. Okay, so as you can see, it is downloaded now I will go back to folder, and as you can see, this is there, Windows 11 VM. Now you have to open this. Okay, double click on this. So once you double click, as you can see, the IP has already been configured here. Okay, 3389 port. Now I have to give the password. Okay, password, when I was creating this VM, we have given that password. So I'll just quickly put my credentials here, and I will click connect or continue, and it will ask me to validate the certificate. Let's see. Okay, so as you can see, now I have successfully logged into my VM, and this is RDP file which I just downloaded. Okay, so this is a simple thing how you have to create an RDP, sorry, RDP I'm saying, the virtual machine. No matter what kind of virtual machine, similar way it works. Okay, and you can also do SSH as well. In my case, I have did RDP, and you have multiple other ways to connect. If you want, you can connect in the browser itself using SSH. So we'll be having couple of videos on that as well in future. But in this video, I just show you basic thing how to create a virtual machine in Azure portal by using some simple methods or some simple settings or configuration. Okay, so you just accept all the terms and condition, and look at here, we are logged into our VM. Now you can do whatever you want. If you want to use this machine as a personal machine, you can use that as well. And if you want to use it for general purpose or work purpose, you can do that as well. Okay, so I hope you got the idea how to create and connect the a virtual machine in Azure portal. Okay, and you can visit our website as well. I will be creating multiple TSDs and troubleshooting guides. You can check that as well. Okay, I hope you got the idea how to create this. And if you have not subscribed to my channel, please subscribe it, because you will be getting notification about the new videos which I post. Let's see you in another video with new Azure cloud services. Bye bye.